What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the Boston Clinic and more. One time for the one time. Last video for the morning, for the night, however you want to call it, depending on what coast you on, what time zone you in. And shout out to the Boston Voice for putting me on game. And Jermell Charlo was named PBC Fighter of the Year. That's the Charlo brother that's still at junior middleweight, 154 pounds. And they asked a good question: will PBC invest, or are they ready to invest in Jermell Charlo? But let's talk about his year. He had two highlight reel knockouts versus Charles Hadley in the title defense, and another title defense knocking out Erickson Lubin, which a lot of you guys came on my channel, talking about Lubin was going to beat this guy, and Lubin was a better fighter than this guy, and I was telling you guys what was going to happen to Erickson Lubin. Even though I didn't see a first round knockout coming, it happened. And he won by a spectacular knockout in 2 fights. Can't take nothing away from him. He's ready to move forward in 2018. And it looked like Jerry Swift Hurd and Erickson Lubin going to get it on. And, where does that leave him? Personally, if I'm him, he got a tough decision to make. Because at 154 pounds, ain't really nothing going on. He can wait for the Lara and the Hurd winner and have a fight with them, but that's not a fight that's going to put him in a pound-for-pound discussion, in my opinion. Not just that fight alone. He's not going to be able to get Saddam Ali, Kell Brook. The fights that he's looking for, he's not going to be able to get those fights at 154 pounds. WBA champion is Lara, IBF champion is Swift Hurd. He's the WBC champion, and then Saddam Ali is the WBO champion. But what pains me to say it the most is, if he truly wants to move up, and he truly, believes in his skill set, and he truly believes in what him and Derrick James and Earl Spence and Robert Brand is doing down there in Dallas, Texas, it's time for him to move up to 160 pounds and, pursue fights over there if he wants them big crossover fights. Obviously, he could be ranked in the WBC as his brother's already ranked there. He had to work his way back up. Maybe versus Janko, he can maybe get him in the ring and become IBF mandatory. He can try the WB. He can try any route he wants to, probably besides the WBC, because he don't want to fight his brother. But that's what the money fight said. Janko's looking for an opponent. Andrade, whatever you want to call him. That's a good fight. He can, show, he can, be like, what up with Danny Jacobs? Since he don't want to fight his brother right now, at least Eddie Hearns don't want to fight his brother, he could throw his name in that division. What up, Billy Joe Saunders? He can become a ball player in that division. Most people think his brother Jermell is the better overall fighter. When I keep telling people that's not true. It's really a big comparison in their skill level. It's a big contrast in their skill level. A lot of people don't know it. I watched them guys come up when they first started to come on TV, and I tell you this: Jermell has the better feet. Now he's becoming more offensive. He's more of a boxer, puncher at heart and at the meat and thick of him. He's more of a Bernard, a Floyd. He's a dude that's defensive, and he wants to be a counter boxer puncher. Now leaving Ronnie Shields, he was more of an Erickson Lara. His brother was more of a mixture of Lara and him. But when you're talking about feet, technique, fundamentals, defense, offense to defense, transitioning, footwork, leg ability, hand speed, power, he's a better fighter, and I've seen him come up, and I see what he transformed to now. He's more of that boxer, he's more of that puncher now. Now he's a puncher boxer now. He's starting to, generate more power, and that's what people starting to see. People look at the Divanis Monterosian fight and say, oh, he had to step back. He fought a tough competitor. Some guys just got your number as a style. And he handled that. He got past that. He hired Derrick James. He's become a more offensive fighter. But if need be, if he needs to box and move and stick and move, he's one of the most versatile fighters in the world. He's showing he can come forward, cut the ring off. Him and Derrick James worked on that from the errors they had in the John Jackson fight. Now he's understanding how to cut the ring off, be aggressive if need be. He can box and cruise to decisions, and he can do it all. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters in the world, but don't nobody know that because they didn't watch him coming up. And I keep telling people that. He's not as physically tall and big as his brother right now, But he's a big 154. He's another guy that can go to 160 and won't have a problem. He's going to be physically stronger, physically healthier at 160 because they've been draining trying to make 154, you know. But I think the future holds for him next year. If he wants a big fight, if he wants to truly compete and show he's truly the best, it's a move to 160. He going to have to do. You know, if you want to wait for Lara and Jerry Swift Hurd to fight and make that fight happen, I have no problem with it. It sounds like they might fight in the first quarter or the first 2 quarters of the year. He can find a fight somewhere else, which I don't even know who he going to fight. And then he hopefully can get the winner and no mandatories get in the way. And then, but if he wants to really hit the ground running, I think 160 is the move right now for him. I know he would give up his title belt and all that, but, you know, you want the starter, you want the paper, you want the money, time to move up. We go.